Hello everyone and welcome back to my video. This evening's video is not going to be a grocery haul and or what I bought or how I spent it or anything like that. Tonight's video is going to be making some pumpkin bars. It's fall, it's October. I've got some ingredients that I need to use up before we buy a larger quantity for Christmas baking. So I decided, since it's near my birthday and I love pumpkin bars, that I'm going to make some pumpkin bars. So that's what's featured in tonight's video, kind of an unannounced freezer and pantry challenge. In the freezer I went this past week and I found some ham steaks, and I made up ham steaks and lentils for a supper meal. Last night I made up pork chops with squash, and tonight we're having meatballs, potatoes, and some cauliflower that I flash froze this past summer. So trying to get the freezer products, that I spent so much time preserving this summer, trying to put them into use. And I had a little bit of flour and some pumpkin spices and a can of pumpkin that I bought earlier this year. And so I just thought it was an all-around good idea to get some of those things used up in that. And what better way to do it than make some wonderful fall meals and some delicious pumpkin bars. And so I'm using Sally's Baking Addiction recipe, and right now in the bowl we have 2 cups of all-purpose flour and 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, a teaspoon of salt, 1.5 teaspoons of ground cinnamon, and 2 teaspoons of either store-bought or homemade pumpkin pie spice. And so that's the dry ingredients so far. I'm going to add the wet ingredients and blend it up, and then I'll show you how that looks. Otherwise, I hope everyone's doing well. We'll return next week to how I spent either $20 or $25. We just didn't do any type of shopping this past week. We're just trying to use what we have. So I hope you're all well and staying safe and staying healthy, and I'll see you again back here next Sunday. Okay, now I have the wet ingredients in the bowl. So what I added was a cup of vegetable oil, 3 large eggs, 1 cup of packed light or dark brown sugar, 1/3 cup of granulated sugar, 2 tablespoons of pure maple syrup, 1 15-ounce can of pumpkin puree, and 1.5 teaspoons of pure vanilla extract. And then the other part of the recipe is the cream cheese frosting, which I will do later. First off, I think, let's see what we preheat the oven to. See if it actually says. You're going to combine all the ingredients and put in a 10 by 15 inch baking pan. This is really heavy on the pumpkin spice or cinnamon, so if you don't like that, probably just add less of that. And it's preheat the oven to 400 degrees, which is what we're going to be doing soon. I was going to blend it up, but what I'm going to do instead is just mix it up in the bowl and put it into the pan, and then once it's baked, I'll show you what it looks like, and then we'll go through the cream cheese frosting. Okay, here is the cream cheese frosting. It's 3 cups of the powdered sugar, it's just 1 brick, I think it's 8 ounces of cream cheese, half a stick of butter, teaspoon of vanilla, pinch of salt, and I'm going to whip it up and see what it looks like. And success with our cream cheese frosting. So now I'm going to frost the little cupcakes and pumpkin bars that I made this afternoon. Okay, I am frying up some ham. We're going to make a 1-pot meal, but for right now it's going to be in 2 pots because I am boiling my lentils. So in our case, it's going to be my husband and I and a friend over, so 3 adults. And I've got 2 ham steaks that I purchased at Walmart for under $4. So there they are, frying away. And then I've got some lentils. So I soaked my lentils. I removed anything that was husk or anything like that. And now I am boiling them, cooking them until they are tender. And right now they are not tender yet. So once they are tender, I'm going to dice the ham. I'm going to add the lentils to the ham so that you get a good ham taste to those lentils. And then I'm going to put some seasoning in and some greens on top. And that is a meal that we're going to be having tomorrow. So I'm cooking it today because tomorrow, of course, is a work day. And then I will be warming that up in the oven for my husband, myself, and company. And then this evening's meal is going to be homemade meatballs, some broccoli that I flash froze this summer, some potatoes that we got from Farmer Laura, just dug up out of the ground, and some cauliflower that I flash froze this summer. So this is going to be another fall favorite of ours. I process the vegetables throughout the summer, and then we start to eat them once October, November begins, and we have them all the way through until spring. So my meatballs are featured on my channel. We use them for meatball sandwiches, for spaghetti and meatballs, just for meatballs as a meat side, cocktail meatballs, holiday meatballs, Swedish meatballs. They do have a taste of Swedish meatball to them. So, and how I make my meatballs, I also stuff peppers with it. So I will point you in the direction of that video with those meatballs. But that is it for the fall meals that I'm creating, and the pumpkin bars. I'll have a clip at the end of how those turned out. Very happy with that. We used to buy pumpkin bars at a local bakery for like $2.99 a container, and I think it had like 9, and that price has gone up now to $12.99 or $14.99. So yeah, we can't afford to go to a bakery anymore and buy stuff like that when the ingredients I think that I used probably didn't amount to more than $2. So in my time, maybe 20 minutes, and then the 30 minutes that it was baking, we played a board game while that was going on. So that is tonight's video. I hope you enjoy this type of video. Next Sunday we'll resume to the how I spent, and it's probably going to be $20 this week that I'm going to go out with and shop with. So thanks for joining me here, and I'll see you next time.